I start today's video, I just wanted to make a special announcement to anyone who might have sent an email to Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club and it went unanswered. Please try again. Their website did an update and it resulted in a problem with their contacts going into a spam folder of some sort. It's a technical glitch and they don't want anyone to think that they were not responding and that customer service is still excellent there. Just please try again. It's a technical problem. Ciao friends, my name is Joey Balistreri. Welcome to my channel. I have received my Beads of the Month Club order for the month of May, and this month I got 11 Delicas, and it is a beautifully curated collection called Summer Forest. If you're not familiar with the Beads of the Month Club, the company is called Adornable Elements, and back in January I decided I was tired of all the random seed beads in my life and that I wanted to get organized with my seed beads and actually have collections. So I signed up for this, but then I discovered that they have other clubs as well. So I've signed up for the rotating club. Last month I got the Gemstone of the Month Club and it was Botswana Agate. It was so beautiful. So I can put a link to that video if you didn't see it. And I'm rotating like all the different clubs. They have hot and trendy gemstones. They have Delicas of the month. Right now I can't recall all of them, but it's really, really a great way to receive seed beads. And I have to tell you that I don't see these in the marketplace, like the colors and some upgraded finishes on these seed beads. When I go to my craft stores, I don't know about you guys, but these are things that I'm just not seeing out there. So I love getting it. So there's always a savings off of retail, and there's always a couple of finishes like this one we're going to get to is a matte metallic taupe gold iris, and it's a little bit of an upgraded finish. So I want to go through them pretty quickly, and then if you know me at all, you know that I've already made a couple projects and I'm going to share both of them with you, because another thing that I find is that it is amazing how when I get my seed beads of the month, how they work back to all the other boxes that I get in the month and beads that I've purchased. And this palette is particularly neutral, and I'll tell you when I get to it, but this one is really, really close to the Pantone color of the year, Mocha Mousse. So I was really excited when I got my Beads of the Month Club this month. So I decided it was really difficult to try to show you the colors, so I've put a sample of every color on one of my handmade head pins. If you didn't see my head pin video, it's really fun to make your own, and I'll link that in the description box as well. But the first one on the list is called Sparkle Mint, and it is lined topaz AB. This is so beautiful. You know, with beads that are this small, I mean, these are 11 Delicas, it's really hard for me to know if the camera is really showing you the beauty of this bead, but I'm going to attempt it. I'd love some feedback in the comments to let me know if you can really see the beads this way, because I was not sure if dumping them into a white dish was better or if seeing them on wire. I'm not sure. So you guys let me know. This was my idea for this month. The next one on the list, oh my goodness, I love this. This is, I think, my favorite. Well, I have a couple favorites, but one of my pairs of earrings is out of this. This is called Copper Pearl Lined Chartreuse. This is the most gorgeous bead. My head pin that I made has a little bend in it. So this is such a gorgeous bead. Let me show you the little box up close. It's so pretty. So that went into one of my projects for sure. And the next one is that matte metallic taupe gold iris. So the iris shows you all the different colors that are in the seed beads. It goes from like a dark blue to a gold to a navy, a little bit of purple in there. When you see iris in a finish, that's what that means, which is really amazing to get that in an 11 Delica. I love that. I'm going to end up saying they're all my favorite, but this is the one that I felt like this was so close to the Mocha Mousse. It's a matte transparent root beer, and for me, like, this looks almost identical to the Mocha Mousse Pantone color for 2025. That's our trendy color. And if you're doing projects in that, what a fabulous seed bead to have for those projects. And then up next is a dyed silver lined dark topaz. This is almost the same, in the same family as our Mocha Mousse, but with a little bling, a little bit of sparkle to it. Isn't it gorgeous? And then up next is another bead that's going in my project, because this green is so neutral and works back to all the flower projects for spring and summer. This is a silver lined jade green. So because it's silver lined, you get a lot of sparkle and bling. It's very deep and rich, and you'll see what this looks like in my second project. So, so pretty. And then this is my other favorite. This is so pretty. This is a lime lined crystal AB. And so it's absolutely stunning. This colorway is just amazing, but it takes on this tropical kind of citrus and turquoise. I love this, and for the upcoming season, this would work back to all of our mermaid glass, and you know, whatever you're doing, this is going to really probably fit in really well. And then metallic forest iris green. So again, that iris finish, but in green, and it's just deep and rich and just absolutely stunning. Can you see how beautiful? It's absolutely stunning. So I love the organization that Adornable Elements does. Every little package has a code on it, and it's super organized. And I love this curated collection. I have enjoyed getting it so much. You wouldn't think that a person could get so excited about seed beads, but if you have been on my channel for like 5 seconds, you have heard me say how powerful seed beads are in design. And you would also know that when I get a box, any bead box, I take a project tray and I start by pulling out seed beads that may go with it, because they are just powerful for extending length, for making spacers. If you cluster them together, seed beads give you amazing texture in your projects. And I love seed beads. And so, you know, I'm thrilled to get this collection. And look at that. It's curated. So look at them together. If you did a project with all eight of the beads, the work is mostly done for you because the curation is already there. Okay, Joey, stop talking and show the projects. So the first project that I did is this beautiful little earring. And for me, like as I said, in Sam's Bead Box this month, we had some rice pearls. And so I have taken a rice pearl, and I just did a little wire embellishment. I just laid the wire on the pearl in a, you know, really organic, artisan, kind of modern art way, and then made a loop at the top. And so I prepared both of my pearls. And then I did rings out of the seed beads, and I used that beautiful like root beer color, and then put the darker iris in the middle and pop that on an ear wire. And this is like a seed bead, a delica chain, I guess, if you will, and little pops of gold, and it's just stunning. So it's super easy to make this. I'll show you what I'm using, but these are scraps, but I know what it's a scrap of. This is my Soft Flex antique brass color. It's a 49 strand all-purpose bead stringing wire, and that's what I've used for both of the projects, but these are just scraps. When I cut anything away, I put that in my scrap bag for my projects, and you will need 3 number 2 crimp tubes. These are from Soft Flex Company, the gold filled ones. I really, really love those. And then I'm going to take the colors that I used, which this was my middle color, and my, that's my other color that I chose. But you know, like I said, I showed them to you on the head pins. You could really do your, do a chain and do one ring of every single color in the collection, and that would be absolutely stunning. I just wanted to share this project with you. So I am going to just take a piece of my wire, and I'll show you how I made the rings. And I'll do one for you on camera, but then I'm going to make the other ones off camera because it's very repetitive stringing seed beads onto Soft Flex wire. And you know, it's not a difficult project. I also use some 11/0 gold seed beads from my stash. You only need a couple, not even a couple, just 4 for each earring. And so there is a reason for that. And a number 2 crimp tube, when it is crimped with the magical crimping plier, is almost indistinguishable size-wise and shape-wise from an 11/0 seed bead. And so it kind of tricks the eye as to how the ring is held together. So I'm going to make my center one first, and I'm going to pop on a gold seed bead. And then let's see, what did I do here? I think that I did 8 on each side. I made these yesterday when my box was delivered, when my collection was delivered, and you know, I've already forgotten what I did. Yeah, it's 8. Okay, so there's 8 seed beads on each side of that gold 11/0. So just string them onto your scrap just like that, and then a number 2 crimp tube. And so it doesn't matter which side you put it on, but then you're going to take your bead stringing wire and feed it in the opposite direction. So you have bead stringing wire coming through. You have a cut end coming through both sides. Let me get my fingers out of the way. So it looks like that. You have a wire going that way, and then I'm just going to pull. And so the trick about making a chain out of seed beads is that before you crimp, you need to make sure that you interlock them. So if I crimp this one now, then I have to make sure that I thread these 2 through this before I crimp them, because otherwise you end up needing jump rings, which is another really cute look with making a chain out of rings. But I didn't want to do jump rings. I just wanted it to be a bead chain with, you know, beaded rings. So I'm going to just come in here with my magical crimping plier, and ask me how I know. You can very easily break these delicate beads. If you can see, this tool needs a little bit of space, and so before you close down, like really maintain control with your tool here. And before you close down, make sure that you are not chomping down on one of these delicas. So I just felt it slip right in the middle of the tool, and I'm going to now give this a tug. The tool separates the seed beads a little bit, but you don't really see it when you start connecting. So I'm just going to close the tool now, and I did not chomp down on any of my seed beads. And so I've taken that tube and pinched the 4 corners and made a little square. And now, again, being very careful not to crush my seed beads, because they still want to work their way in the jaw of the plier. Just going to fit it in the middle in the opposite direction and close again. And now just gently open and close, maintaining that position and making sure that when I open and close that I'm not harming my seed beads. So it's delicate work when you do them this small, but you know, you could make these rings. If you like really bold, dramatic earrings, you can make these rings as big as you want. I tend to go for more petite jewelry, so I did only 8 seed beads on each side, and that's just my style. But if you wanted to do 20, you know, if you wanted like really like giant statement hoops, you know, hoop chain, that would be beautiful. And then I'm just going to get in there as close as I can with my cutters and snip. So my ring is done, and now I just have to string these as well with this color and interlock them. Okay, so that one is ready. This is going to be my top ring, so I need to drop this one down and then do my ring. Then put my wire through in the opposite direction. Sometimes when I'm making these ring chains, I'll get going and, you know, crimp and then look and go, oh, right, I didn't connect it. It happens, you know. You really get in the creative zone, but it's just going to happen like that. And then it's the exact same thing. Carefully get this crimped without crushing your seed beads. And FYI, if you're not doing great with the magical crimping plier, or if you don't have the tool, I tried this with just a crimp bead and a flat crimp, and it's okay. It's doable. The flat crimp doesn't look like a seed bead. It kind of if you try it, you'll see it makes your ring not perfectly round, but it's doable. And if you were making, like larger rings than what I'm doing, it would probably be a great alternative. So just a little tip for those of you that might need it. Okay, and for the last ring, this one is a little bit different. I'm going to feed on my pearl and let that drop down to the middle, and then I put one of those 11-0 seed beads on each side of the pearl just to kind of make a little focal bead. Make a focal, I mean. And then I strung the same amount, 8. I believe I did 8. Yes, I did 8 on each side. And then I have to do the same thing. I have to, before I crimp, I have to string it through what's going to be my middle loop. So same thing, just get 8 of these beautiful delicas on either side. And so this ring looks like that. And then I'm going to drop what is now my middle ring onto here and my last crimp tube and do the same thing. And this earring is done. I have this fancy ear wire, and let's see, I do want to this is the front because I want my wire, that's the wire working that I liked, and I kind of matched what I was doing to the other earring. So I do want that to be the front. So just slip that over and close this ear wire. And I have done these, in this particular design, I have linked the rings to each other, and that's, a really great look. Can't get in there. That's a really great look, but I have also used this technique to just make a bunch of rings, make a whole bunch of beaded rings, and then connect them with jump rings. That's another really, really pretty look. So, once you have your little rings done, the sky is the limit. And so this first beautiful little pair of earrings, and like using my other boxes, I love doing designs with what I've been given for the month, what's come in, what I've ordered and all of that. So I'm just thrilled with those. And I think these are really contemporary pearl earrings because I sort of cage the pearls, but I also, because of the collection of seed beads, it's really on trend with the Pantone color of the year. And I absolutely love those. Okay, next pair is going to be similar but different. The next pair I have made, well, let me show you the sample earring first. And I'm recycling. These are from a department store pair of earrings that I didn't like the drop, so I cut that away. And I have this beautiful crystal prong set post earring with a loop right here, and so that's what I decided to put these tulip and flower earrings. So these were leftover bits from my bargain bead box this month, and so I just created a little stack with the tulips. They fit together, the leaf and the tulip, with a little O bead in between. And I'm doing another beaded ring, but this time I'm going to just add some further embellishment in it. So same thing as I did with the pearl, I'm going to start out by threading my tulip down to the middle, and then I did 3 of these beautiful silver lined green delicas on either side just to separate my tulip a little bit from the other flowers when they come on. So I did 3 seed beads on either side of the tulip, and then a bellflower going up facing upward. And then I used a gold 8/0 seed bead as the little like dot inside the tulip flower or the bellflower. So it looks like that. And then I think I don't remember. Like I said, I made my samples yesterday. I did 9 just to make this, and that was just the sweet spot for me of the ring, you know, of the negative space that I wanted. So I just strung one side on and had a look at it, and I chose 9. But that is so adjustable. Like if you like much bigger earrings, you could do a lot more. So it looks like that, and same exact thing, crimp tube on one side, and then put my wire in through the opposite direction and crimp. Okay, and now on these, because the loop on my post earring does not open, I had to use a jump ring on these, but I really like it because it gives a little bit more swing, you know, a little bit more dangle to the flower portion. So you probably, I mean, I could have run my, you know, run my loop in there before I crimped it, but I really liked it this way. I like the dangle. Close that jump ring really well, and look at that, you guys. Isn't that so pretty? It's the sweetest pair of spring and summer earrings, and I just loved how the silver lined emerald Delicas worked with the beads in the bargain bead box this month and worked back to Sam's bead box. So, you know, I always say seed beads are so powerful, and if you are interested in getting organized like I did with your seed beads and getting a curated collection, I do have a discount code for Adornable Elements. And if you're like me and you don't want to just get a seed bead collection every month, you can ask them to rotate. So you could go from Delica seed beads to Rocaille seed beads to the hot and trendy beads of the month, which are new shapes and finishes in the marketplace for jewelry makers. The gemstones of the month, oh, like the Botswana agate last month was absolutely amazing. But I do have a playlist for those of you that are new here and haven't heard this, and it's easy seed bead projects. Probably 99% of it, you do not need a needle and thread, and it's really cool things that you can do with seed beads that are really simple and really effective, like the rings that you can make bracelets, earrings, you know, like these seed bead rings are super easy to do and don't take a lot of resources or a lot of time. And that playlist has a whole bunch of great ideas with using your seed beads. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. See you in the next video.